You know, I was just catching up on my reading the other day, and I came across this quote from Kevin Roberts, who's always been someone I really respect and admire in the ad world. And he said, "The age of now is about the mastery of emotional communication, not manipulation, but having relationships." I talked today about crowdsourcing and how you can utilize crowdsourcing to connect with your consumers and tell stories that are relevant to your consumers and allow your consumers to be heard and be a voice in your brand. Jeff Howe was a Wired writer, and he coined the term crowdsourcing. He wrote a feature article on Wired and then later wrote the book Crowdsourcing. And it's an excellent book. I highly recommend you read it if you haven't already. He's a very, very good writer, and it talks a lot about digital trends and how he saw this emerging trend of crowdsourcing. And the definition he created is that crowdsourcing is taking a task that you would traditionally perform on a one-to-one basis, so employer-employee or corporation consultant, and instead you would take that task and put it out to a group of people, typically an undefined group of people and typically through the internet, to get that task performed for you. It's an interesting one to think about risks. I mean, there are risks in every business strategy that you deploy. Crowdsourcing, I think we look at as something that can really overwhelm you as an organization if you're not set up for it. If your consumers really want to be a part of your brand, they're going to pretty quickly come through and give you ideas and advice and commentary. And if you're not ready to receive that, it could absolutely overwhelm you as a brand. And Toyota did a great job utilizing crowdsourcing to actually correct an issue that they had. Obviously, there were a lot of missteps for Toyota in 2010. And so they came out with something they were very clear was a PR strategy in effect to give their customers more ways to feel good about that brand. And that was Toyota Ideas for Good. And it was a really well-executed digital platform. They were opening up a lot of their key technologies to the populace to think about new ways those technologies could be used. The competition's closed now, but they did a really good job. They did a really good job to use crowdsourcing in this instance to say, hey, we do actually do some good, and we do have some good technology, and I think it was a very strong communication device for them. So there are so many great examples of crowdsourcing being used by brands right now. It really is something that came to the fore in 2009. I think that we can't go beyond talking about the Doritos example. They literally stormed the Super Bowl in 2009 with crowdsourced advertising. And like the advertising or not, I think what they showed that was possible through crowdsourcing was pretty groundbreaking and something that we should be looking to when we think about it.